That's what I was missing in my life. Furry.
Release the fury furry.
Furry. Fist of the furries.
Mm-hmm.
Or fist the furries. Yeah. All right, where is the thing, man?
Where is the thing?
The thing. Oh, there you go. Text chats, daily mugshots. Post. You have to post in group channel, Robert.
Nose.
There we go. Awesome sauce. Time for Santa Claus. I don't know. Do it, Robert.
No.
Welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Elias.
And me, Robert. Hello, hello.
Yeah, in collaboration with 21 Draw.
Draw.
When you want to up your artistic superpowers.
Power.
So check them out at 21-draw.com.
Or on Instagram at 21draw.
Exactly.
Draw. Such a good word to sort of growl or
awesome to say.
Maybe, what's it called? Fry scream or something?
Oh, that, yeah.
I can't do it.
I can't do it either. I'm just going to go with the 21 Jump Street. 21 Draw Street.
You just made that up.
21 Jump Street. Don't you remember 21 Jump Street?
No, I remember the...
Johnny Depp, come on. It was his like...
Jonah Hill.
No, but that movie is awesome.
Yes, it is, actually.
It is very funny.
I rewatched it just maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Jeff.
It's like, what? Put that tongue back in your mouth. Like he's trying to put the tongue back in his mouth.
In the car,
yeah. It's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's up?
What's up? Okay, yeah. Not much is up. Still working from home. Still digging in the backyard. But we've managed to build the deck that is basically outside my gym thing and around the garage, like the house there. And then there's like a little step down now.
Like from the patio
From
down to the grass.
from exactly, from the deck thing, and now it's like a 2-step staircase that goes, like 4 meters or whatever the fuck it is.
It's pretty cool.
It is nice.
You do have a really big backyard.
It is ginormous. So every time you do stuff, it just never ends.
No. But
it is great to have, though.
Yeah, looking forward to summer hangs and Barbies.
You are welcome. The pool is up as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday it was like 25 degrees.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Very nice. Yeah, we went swimming as well.
Mm-hmm.
Me a little bit reluctant in the beginning, which is my normal reaction to everything these days.
Right now, yeah.
No, I don't want to. But it was awesome. And that's one of the new things that I did. Otherwise, my week was pretty much.
But you made a big decision last week that you mentioned on the
That's true. See, I fucking already forgot about that.
I didn't, because I wrote shit down.
Good job. Yes. So I am leaving Huckleberry. So the tattoo shop that I'm working in currently, I am only working there until the end of June 2020. And from July onward, I will be at Kretz. And that is in Midsommarkransen, if you're a Stockholm person. So I think it's the more up-and-coming artsy area in Stockholm. Like, I'm not very into these different areas of Stockholm, so I don't really know which part is like the hip part or not. But I've heard it is an up-and-coming area. And the studio is brand new. It's not just a tattoo shop. It's a design store, design workshop. We have a wood shop, so I could build stuff for Galactus now, which is pretty much what I will be doing.
Prepare Galactus.
Yes, you will get a new cage.
Wow. Hooray.
Enter the cage. Yes.
You are free to enter this cage.
Exactly. Yes. Now stay in there. Fuck. Yeah. So it's a very, very, very big life decision for me, because I've always been tied to Huckleberry, in that Huckleberry was where I learned how to tattoo, and they are my family. I've said it a billion times, but now more than ever, I really feel it. What you think when you're about to leave a shop is the same thing you think of when you're about to break up with somebody. It's just, you're so tied into the shop emotionally, and there's so much time. Like, it's 5 years that I've been there, and, you know, bonds that have been made forever, you know, lifetime friends, everything just all tied in with this shop. And then all of a sudden you're just going to go up to the boss and go, I'm leaving.
It's awesome, actually.
Yeah, it was like, it just came at the best possible time, I think. But, you know, on the minus side of things is like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of new logistics that I need to sort of figure out. And the only way to do that is by sitting there and working. Like, I can't just plan for something that I don't know. So, yeah, all of that stuff is making me nervous, of course, a little bit stressed. But all in all, it feels great. Like, I feel like this is the most natural progression of me, both as an artist, but also as a person. And for anybody that has actually met me and seen the comic book sleeve that I have, the owner of the new shop is the guy who made the comic book sleeve. So just so you know, the standard of tattooing that will be made in this shop, it's going to be fucking awesome. So I'm going to try to learn as much as I can from Mr. Nelson Hardy.
Sweet, dude.
But
sounds
yeah,
awesome.
Thanks. If you're interested in the shop, it's right now we don't have a functioning website, I think.
There's an Instagram, I think.
Yes. So Instagram, it's Kretz Design, and Kretz with K, so Krets, Kretz. Kretz Design on Instagram.
Is that? Oh yeah, Kretz Design. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this was a couple of weeks ago that I made the decision, so that's why I like keep forgetting to mention it, because I've talked about it so many times. Like, yeah, it's out of my head, kind of. So yeah, just trying to prepare myself mentally for the change.
And it's a big thing as well, like leaving somewhere where you know all the routines, you know what to expect when you get there, you know your spots, you know, like everything is basically yours. Like, you know, like
exactly.
Your stuff is where it's supposed to be.
I don't have to think about anything. Yeah. I just go in and I fix my station and ready for work. And now it's like, where's my station? And yeah.
It would be cool if you could like project the tattoo design, you know, the lines on a person, like in the scale that they're seen in the...
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be fucking awesome. Idea for monies, people.
Projecting tattoos. But yeah, so again, like apart from that, life is as mundane as it always was. So awesome. All right.
But
yeah. So before we dive into today's topic, let's do a little brief summary of the amazing giveaway that we are doing.
And...
Let's call it a competition, because
it is a contest. Yeah, it's more a contest than it is a giveaway.
Contest is what I meant.
Yes. I wrote giveaway in the post because it looked nicer, but then it's more of a contest giveaway thingy.
You still have to do something to get stuff.
Otherwise, it's like lottery, and that's illegal in our country at least, without permissions and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but who cares? Because we have awesome sponsors.
Yes, we do.
And there might be some more add-ons to the prices if we're lucky, but what we have right now is Adobe giving away Creative Cloud. And if for those of you that don't know what Adobe Creative Cloud is, it's basically the shit that me and Artem on the last episode were nerding about.
Yeah, geeking out.
Yeah, because it's Photoshop, it's Illustrator, it's InDesign,
After Effects.
It's After Effects, exactly. It's Audition, it's Lightroom, it's
Flash.
Like so much more. Animate. Yeah, it's called Animate now.
Fuck.
But it's basically like, those are just a few, but those are the big ones. And you get them all for free for a full year, and then, you know, like, it cancels out after a year. But that's a full year. I think that's like the worth of that is like 8,000 crowns, or like $800. I don't know.
I think it's like, what is it, $50 a month or something? The normal.
Yeah, $550, like depending on where you're buying it from. I guess it changes with currency, but.
And also if you're a student or not student.
Exactly. And you can also just get like Illustrator and blah, blah, blah. You know, Photoshop, just those two, or depending on who you are. But it's still like, you get it for free, all of it. You don't have to choose. You can just like, I want to learn all of it.
It's so fun.
So it's
we're
like...
so extremely grateful.
Yeah, so big thanks to Johan Lopez Helgesson for hooking us up with that shit. Because it is friggin' awesome, dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, we want to give a big, thank you to 21 Draw that gives us all the books.
Yes.
And always grateful for those because they are awesome. And they have tons of artists in them that we can never remember the names of. We end up saying Loish and then, running out of names.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But there are awesome artists contributing. And this is their latest book, The Character Designer. So that's worth checking out. You get it in both first and second prize, and third prize. 3 books.
So yeah, you will get it.
Yeah, so if you get the one of 3 spots, you'll get that book. But then we also have our awesome sponsor, first time in, Pen Store.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
And we are so glad to have Pen Store on board.
Finally.
And thank you, Alice, for hooking us up with that. And it is a pack of Copics, a 12-pack of Copics in a variety of colors, and also a small pack of multi-liners that work well with Copics. I think they're bleed-proof or something like that. So
they're the ones I use for everything. I love them.
And also, we want to give a big shout-out to Science Fiction Bookstore,
our favorite store,
SF Bokhandel in Sweden.
Yes.
For also giving us some fun prizes that they had, because it was the whole COVID thing, and they were like, oh, we've sort of put this on the back burner for now, but if you guys want, some stuff that we have here, you can just take these, because they were meant to be given as giveaways. Mm-hmm. So it is a book called...
I don't know what the book's called.
God damn it, I know this.
It's a Swedish...
I wrote it so many times.
Swedish book title.
But it's a Swedish translation of a book, and I have it right here.
Sagornas träd.
Almost. Lögnernas träd.
Oh, shit.
So, Tree of Lies or something like that.
Yeah.
And...
So, it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, but we call it... Since that price is in Swedish, the book, we thought we were going to give that to... a Swede. Best Swede in show, basically. So you Swedes, you have an extra chance to pick up a little goodie bag with fun stuff. And especially if you love reading books.
Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah. And
are we missing any?
I don't think so. I think those are
the ones. Yeah, and then we have some that are a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus our own stuff.
And then also Artem is throwing in one original sketch. We can't forget that. Thank you, Artem, for throwing that in.
So fucking awesome.
On such short notice, because you, dude,
and that just automatically makes the first prize sort of invaluable.
Exactly.
Priceless.
And then also a lot of you always ask for our tone sketchbooks, where you can get them, and we always say, go to Purpose, but it's not that easy to get them.
No. Especially during these times.
Yeah, these times. So we are throwing in one of those sketchbooks with 2 original sketches. So one sketch by me and one sketch by Robert.
Yeah.
For the first prize, and then 2 more sketches for you in second place as well.
Yes.
So you're going to get those as well.
As you can hear, you're going to get a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and maybe we'll build on the price as well if we get more sponsors in, because some of them couldn't reply to us in time.
Yeah. We still have a few weeks to go.
Yeah.
Until episode 100. So take your time, plan this out, do the most awesome job you can, maybe do some research, because...
Yeah, maybe go back and listen to something you thought was fun, or that you can because the thing is, you only get one entry, but you are allowed to switch your entry if you come up with something funnier along the way. Because I said, even if you make 5 of them, we're only going to count your latest one. So you're allowed to submit as many as you want.
But it's only the last one.
The last one. Doesn't matter how funny your first one was if your last one sucks.
Exactly. So don't just toss them out at random. You need to...
Yeah, exactly. Give
it a little bit of an extra thought.
Exactly.
And what do you need to do to get this? In case you've missed the Instagram post.
And the newsletter.
And if you're not a part of the Discord and all of that stuff, you need to go, first of all, easiest way to do this, go to the Sketchbook Heroes Instagram and find the post. I'm assuming this post is going to be reposted maybe a few times.
At some point, yeah. I think once a week we'll post it.
Yeah.
So it's like we're posting it 3 more times.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
So it's going to be like the giveaway post. But now you know that it's not a giveaway. And in that post, you will sort of find the image that we want you to use as either reference or actually use. And that is the meme where Robin is about to tell Batman something, and Batman just goes, "Fuck you, man," and says something funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And we want you to use that, but in a Sketchbook Heroes context. So either if you met us and you know like some internal stuff or whatever it is, or if you're a big fan of the show and you have some favorite lines or anything that sort of works and that we get, will immediately just push you to the front line of getting some awesome fucking shit.
Yeah, because we check it all the time. Also, make sure to not just tag us with the @ but also tag us in the photo, because then you show up in our, like tagged history.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can go back and see all the posts that we're tagged in.
Yeah.
So use the hashtag Sketchbook Heroes, tag us in the post, but also remember when you're making the post,
tag us
in the photo. Yeah. Because then it'll never disappear. It'll be sort of in our tagged feed or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And make sure, like, because I've seen some that are just referring to art in general, and that's not going to get you a prize.
No.
Like, it needs to be, this is for our fans. And even if you're a new fan, that counts. But we want, like, mostly that these prizes reach, people that are, like, that have been, like, that following us for a while. Yeah. So rules to keep track of is, like besides making it about the podcast, you need to tag us so we can actually see it, because sometimes these things disappear. Also, you need to tag a friend in the comments, and you must be a follower of the podcast, because, like I said,
for the fans.
For the fans.
And that's easy enough, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
Somebody's popular.
Nope, it's my daughter's, like, alarm watch.
Oh. Somebody's not popular.
So those are the things. And the contest, like, I think the last date to submit anything is July 6th. So we are
recording the winning episode
on that same day. Yes. So we need, like, on the 100th episode, we will reveal the winner online on the podcast, and then online as well.
On the line.
On the line. Dun, 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 dun. Winner's not always
online.
Yeah, and also, if you're the winner, you need to reply to the post, or like when we contact you, you need to reply within like 2-3 days.
Yeah, otherwise we're
just gonna pick the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna steal it.
So mucho importante. Yeah, exactly. We're just like, oh well, he didn't pick it up. It's mine now.
Yeah, it's mine. I'm funnier. Yeah.
You just like request, and then like you don't reply.
Yeah. I could make a funny meme.
I have tons of ideas.
I have no ideas.
Neither do I.
No.
Something we haven't said in a while, or in my head, we haven't said this in a while.
Bag of dicks?
Bag of dicks. No. Yeah. Just so happy that you guys are still listening to the podcast. And no, it's just son of a bitch. Ruined my sincere moment here. No, but seriously, that two fuckheads like us can go into a room like this and talk shit and actually be appreciated for it is surreal. So either there's something really wrong with you guys, but we love you for it.
Yeah, we do.
Whatever the fuck it is. And also the Discord. Damn, that's a little family right there.
Yeah, it's like, taking care of itself now.
Yeah, like, and it's so awesome to see that you guys are like talking to each other and doing stuff. And, like, we've had, like, I think this weekend we were about 6 people live streaming at the same time. Some were drawing with their camera on, some with their camera off, but we were all, like, just talking and having a good time.
That's so dope.
And before that, the weekend before that, we were about 7, I think. And it's so much fun. And people were joining in and they're like, oh, you all know each other. And we're like, no.
No.
I've met one of you. Like I met Emmy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she joined.
Yeah, she joined.
That's
so
sick.
she's in. She posted her Sailor Moon and some other art. It's so good.
So happy to see her back.
Yeah, it's awesome that she's back on the drawing board. And she lives in Norway, and you know, we could hear them in the background, and we were making fun of like Norwegian that sounds exactly like Swedish. No, but it basically sounds like Swedish if you're, you know, not
They're
Swedish.
like happy Swedish people.
That's what I said as well, like singing Swedish people. Like
Yeah.
it has like a song to it, whereas we're like more boring.
Yeah,
Like
depressed.
yeah. No, but again, thank you. And I've seen a lot of you like share the podcast. Please keep doing that. Keep using our hashtag, you know, like every time you tell your grandma or someone else that sort of, you know, like we made the podcast for, is to, you know, like when you share it with other creative people, it helps us. Like we don't care if you have like a big following or a small one, that you're taking your time to tell them about something you enjoy makes it so much more worth it, you know, like, and it's so much more valuable to us.
Yeah.
Than you just having a big following with randoms, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you again for reaching out in our favor, or you know, like for us. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that said, go intro.
Yeah. Go intro. Go.
Ballroom Blitz.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. You know they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line.
Nice. Yeah.
Cut that so it sounds awesome.
I will.
And we're back.
I still need to
And
fiddle with the fucking thing. Damn this. Ow. Sorry, we're cutting it all out. There we go.
We're back. Seamless. I was like, why is this taking so long? Yeah, and we're back. And today we're going to talk about those moments where you're in front of a like when a boy's in front of a paper or a girl is in front of a paper and basically
asking the paper to be just a boy or a paper.
The paper staring back at a boy. I don't know. But basically, you're staring at this paper, and the fucker's just doing nothing.
Yeah, he's giving you the finger right back.
Exactly.
Yes. It's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Mm-hmm. And then 4 hours passed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much.
And you've done nothing. And yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like pen to paper.
There we go. What else is there to say? Really?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Art is hard. Art is hard.
Art is hard. Artem.
Artem. I love that.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's so much better when he says it though. Like I love that. Like
you can't reproduce it.
No, but it's like when you talk to Spanish people and they just like, oh yeah. Their English is like, you know, like great, but then you get to like those things that they've grown up with, and they're like, yeah, I'm from Barcelona. And you're like,
what?
Did you just go like Barcelona on me?
Well, don't you even go Barcelona?
Yeah, Barcelona on me. No, but it's the same thing. It's like, oh, you're from Thessaloniki.
Thessaloniki.
And then you're like, oh, yeah, Thessaloniki. And you just have that. There's a difference.
A little bit of a twang in there.
Yeah, there's like.
Thessaloniki.
You just say it in the language.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
so
from
weird.
Stockholm.
Yeah. Stockholm, yeah.
It doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Stupid Swedes.
No, but I think, I don't know why that is. Like Swedish, you just Stockholm.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Stockholm. I am from Stockholm. Just like it just breaks the whole thing.
If somebody says that to you, just walk away. Yeah. Just don't even give them any more of your time.
That was it.
That's it. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Oh yeah, by the way, one of those fucking meme things said that we derail a lot from the subject.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at you about that through the microphone somehow.
The
motherfucker. And
Listen
with
to a
that
different
said, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was a pen and a paper somewhere along this.
What are we talking about? Yes. So, blank piece of paper.
Blank piece.
And a
Jump.
pencil.
No, Rob. No. Calm yourself.
Si.
Calm yourself. Si.
Si.
El papiro. El peno. I don't know. I say pencil.
Papiro is papel, I think. right?
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably it. Yeah. Casa de papel.
Exactly. Have you seen it? No, you
No.
haven't. It's okay.
J-
Yes, I'm
just
derailing
assume,
again.
You know,
Yeah,
just
there you go.
assume I haven't seen it.
But I always do.
Yeah.
But then you've always seen this random
Yeah,
stuff
but
that
that I-
nobody else has seen,
Yes,
pretty much.
because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
It's easier to watch what I'm not expected to watch.
Yes.
For some reason. There's
No,
like
that
a-
is 100%.
That's why I
true.
haven't seen Scarface or The Godfather, and it's like I've been meaning to for the last 35 years.
Yeah. But it's like it's really stupid that you wait that long, really,
I
because
know, now they're
the
ruined.
longer you wait, the more they're gonna age, and they're gonna be really shitty by the time you watch them.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's good, because then I don't have to watch them. I was like, they're garbage. Why
you're
would
never
I-
gonna watch them.
Yeah,
No,
That's
I just
face it.
know.
I'm gonna try to watch them before I die.
Yeah.
Like
so
last thing, I was like, I can't hug you, son. Go away. I'm watching.
fuck off. Yeah, I'm watching Scarface.
I'm watching original Sopranos.
I still haven't seen Sopranos.
Yeah, I haven't seen
No.
Sopranos.
Piece of paper and a
Piece
pen.
of paper and. God damn it! It's proving our point.
Yes. Yes. So
What was the point?
yeah? What is the point?
What is the point of this?
Really? Giveaways.
Uh,
So normally when I sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, I rarely have an idea of what I am going to create.
Mhm.
It's every once in a while I get the idea, sort of the way you do it, like you
Mhm.
start sketching on the train. I do that, but most of the time I don't I can't be fucked picking up my sketchbook on the train anymore. So I just listen to my music and then I conceptualize a little bit in my head, maybe write down a few words in notes on my phone, and then I sit down with that blank piece of paper and try to make that into something. But most of the time, sort of like I mentioned last time, is I start with a circle, that turns into a skull, and that skull turns into something with the skull,
mhm.
and da-da-da-da, and then I have like a tattoo design, if that's what I'm doing. But yeah, that was my process, super quick. What about your process? Because I feel like you are maybe planning out a little bit more ahead, and like trying out a few different thumbnails and plan,
Yeah,
like
it
planning.
Depends. Like I have a few different styles that I go with now, since I have the link ink things that I call them.
The linking.
Link ink, yeah. Link ink park.
Wh-
No, just kidding.
Why can't you just call it link?
Link. This guy. Fucking on
Yes,
fire.
Yes.
Derailing shit.
Pew, 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 pew. So stupid.
So dumb. I can't believe you listened to this. But so grateful that you do.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You think? But it all depends. Like there are times where I just can't be fucked to draw, but I want to draw. That's the thing. Like I really want to draw, and for me, then it's easier to do like one of these popular challenges because that takes all the thinking out of it.
Yeah,
You know, you're just like I'm gonna draw that shit.
I have to do this.
Yeah, and I'll do it however I'm comfortable doing it. So
Mhm.
that's the simpler part. But otherwise, like when it comes to the link stuff, I could either just like paint them up, you know, like from scratch, or I do like thumbnails because I think those are super relaxing.
Yeah.
And people think that I'm like, oh, but thumbnails, people do them and they look so good. Mine don't look that good.
No.
Like they're little blobs, and I was like, that's Link, that's the mountain, that's the pillar, that's the tree, that's it. You know, like there's
Yes.
like usually just 3 sort of focus things that I have there. Like,
Yeah, don't confuse the reader.
no,
or-
but the thing is, my images are so small, I couldn't even fit any.
no, but
fourth
just
thing.
in general.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
in general, yeah, keep it to 3 focal points, not focal points, but
well, they have
uh,
like one major focal point.
yeah,
but If
exactly.
you have 3, that's
yeah.
it's sort of a golden rule type thing in, I think, both photography and
Yeah, but I just
illustration.
lost the words. Like, I haven't slept that much, so words are gonna be sort of like sluggish. Yeah.
Bling, bling, bling. Don't come easy today.
That's why we derail a lot. Words don't come easy. And now my OCD has looked us. So now we've sung that part. Now we
Fantastic.
can move on.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving on.
No.
Fuck this subject.
Yes.
But yeah. So when it comes to the link stuff, I can just do them. Like, I don't need to plan anything. I
But
can
you've
just,
also been doing them for so long now that
Yes.
it's sort of just routine, I guess.
which is the worst part of it, because
Yeah.
now I hate them in a way that I haven't in a while.
Stop hating, Elias.
No, but it's not about hate in that sense. It's just that I've come to a plateau where I'm just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was coming up with fun stuff to do. You know, like, oh, I'll add a moon. Oh, I'll do a waterfall. I'll do a boat. I'll do a thing. And now I've sort of done the things that came spontaneously. And
So
now
now you
I'm
have to
there
think.
just, yeah, now it's like, oh, this type of rock again, you know. So now I need to invest time in studying some different types of trees and not just Ilias imaginary trees. And people are like, is that birch? And I'm like, bitch, listen here. It's not. It's just some shit I made up. Birch bitch. No, but it's just like, it's shit that I made up, and I really need to, you know, go back to school and study up on some plants and some cool shit.
Yeah.
To make it fun for me.
Make a birch.
Birch. Make a birch.
Yeah, make a birch. Birch.
Birch.
Birch, bitch.
Birch. There you go. Material for the contest.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
But when it comes to the other type of arts farts, I usually plan.
Yeah,
Like, usually
me
I have
too.
ideas sort of in the back burner when it comes to my digital stuff, or just traditional as well. Like,
And that's the thing with me. I realize that I'm kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when it comes to art, because on the one hand, I am the tattoo guy, and I produce so much all the time.
Yeah.
And then I am the artsy fartsy guy who loves doing posters, and I do that like a few times a year.
Yeah.
So it's so easy for me to forget one or the other. So yeah, there's a whole different process when I do the posters, obviously. And let's dive into that then, I guess. Nice build up. All right. So when it comes to the posters, I almost always do a thumbnail these days. Just really, really quick one, just like your blobs. Just so I know where everything goes and I can sort of plan it out easier when I put it on paper. But with that said, it's always like after I make the first portrait, that's when I know what it's going to look like. Because I always draw it bigger than I've done on the thumbnail.
On the thumbnail, so do
Because-
I. Or like, there's always a scale difference. Like, I think I would need to break that down. Like, okay, this translates into this, but I never do.
No.
It's just
And,
like,
and this
ugh.
is the I guess the curse of freehanding it up, if you can call it that. Like, I don't draw any grids or like plan it out in any way, other than like this face should be here, and then this and this and this happens. And so every poster I make is always sort of an experimental piece or improvised to some extent, because once I've done that first head, it might change the whole entire look of the poster, because I wasn't ready for it to become this big, or maybe it became smaller than I had anticipated and I can fit more stuff in. Or like, so it's always like this, improv again. Like, that's how I work in everything in my life, pretty much. I love improvising and I hate planning. It just makes every day so much more fun, you know? Keeps it exciting. But with that said, like, I kind of fucked it up a little bit, like I mentioned last time with the poster, because I had planned for the car in Tango and Cash to sort of be exploding out of the frame a little bit, because that's what it does. Like, it jumps in this one scene that it's in, I guess. But I had missed like a big portion of the front of the car, and I had to add that in, and that sort of didn't break the frame as well as it did when I had sketched it up. So I had to abandon it, and I had to sort of put it within the frame. So, like, I feel very sad about it because it doesn't have the same dynamic as it did on the sketch. But like, I'm still happy with the way it's going. And right now, it's like it's almost August. Like, I only have a month left to work on this.
What?
Yeah, but I've been procrastinating like a bitch.
Yep.
Every fucking day. Like, I could have been finished months ago.
But of course.
But it's just like, it's been such a pain.
Fire up the butt, man.
Yeah,
Gotta have
that's
that
it.
Fire.
And especially now, like, the sun is back out, and there's no motivation to just sit at home and be creative, especially when you're forced to sort of stay at home still. Yeah, it's weird. But I have noticed that the creativity is sort of coming back. Maybe it's because of the studio change that is about to happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I do feel more creative now. So
That's awesome.
But now, again, like, I just need to do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Mm.
But it is a tricky thing that, like, you know, because even with the contest, like, I did all of the work last night.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker. I was just stressing because I was like, yeah, I'll just take some photos of the prizes. And they're like, oh, there's some more stuff. And then, you know, like,
And then there's some.
and then when I was like, okay, now I just need to export the photos from the camera. And then, like, okay, they don't look so good. I need to, like, you know,
tweak a
tweak
bit.
a bit.
Mhm.
And then, like, oh, but I need to add text. And then, like, oh my God. And then suddenly I'd spent, you know, like 8 hours doing shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's always the thing.
And then I was like, oh, now I can. And then, like, oh, but I need to come up with the rules. I was like, motherfucker.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then I was like, and I needed the logos of the companies. And then I was like, motherfucker, this just keeps growing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need to upload the podcast. And then just like doing all at the same time. And then suddenly you're super stressed and it's there. And then I ended up posting at the most terrible time to post anything, you know, on Instagram, for example.
But it's a sneak
But
post.
it's fine. Like, I sent out the newsletter and all, and that's how we work, dude. Like, stressed as fuck.
Again,
Like,
improv. But yeah, as you can hear, maybe sometimes it's not good to just improvise all the fucking time.
Learn from our mistakes and do better.
Like, I'm not promoting the way I do things.
It's garbage.
Because
it is so garbage.
It's so much of wasted time as well. Like, if I had drawn up that grid, I would know exactly what I'm going to be doing. But it's, again,
I will never draw the grid, though.
No.
Like, that makes me so unhappy.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
it makes me so sad to do that. I'd rather just, you know, do like a big sketch and just play around with it on the canvas and then paint over the whole thing rather than just sit there and draw squares that are measured and, you know, like, oh, you fold it like this to get a perfect square.
I've always wanted to do a doodle grid. I don't know. Have you heard of that? You know what it is?
Never heard of this.
So a doodle grid is something that graffiti artists use a lot. When you're about to do a portrait of somebody, for example, you do just random doodles on the area that you are going to be painting. Then you take a photograph of that doodle. Then you post the picture that you're about to reproduce, lower the opacity of the picture so you see the doodle grid sort of through it.
Yeah.
And then you just use that as your sort of grid. So it's a quick way to do that sort of square grid thing.
Smart. That is actually an awesome way to do it. Because that wouldn't kill me from the inside.
No, because
it's not as stiff. It's not as
and they do a lot
boring.
of fun stuff with those doodles too.
Of
like
course,
the one that I saw, it was two graffiti artists battling, sort of doing each other's portraits, but they just wrote like funny shit about the other person in the doodle grid. Like, it just made it fun.
Yeah, but it's like a comedy when they're sort of like, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Comedy.
No, there's when they battle each other, like there's a word for it. But who cares?
Oh, roast.
Roast, thank you. Yes. I was like, words, how do they work?
Don't come easy. Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, but yeah, so again, like, I feel like I blow through my processes so fast all the time because it is very quick. Like, again, as you can tell, like, I don't plan, I don't work too long on anything before I start the painting or drawing itself. I am all about putting pen to paper rather than the work before doing that. And it doesn't always work in my favor, like I said. Like, there's a lot of times I feel like I am a total idiot for doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, now I am old enough to realize that I am a total idiot. And I, you know, love myself for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You find the positives.
yeah, exactly. And, you know, I'd rather have fun doing this thing than work like meticulous and doing it properly in like this.
That's
I don't
not
know.
art for me.
No.
Like, for some people, the whole process of, you know, like getting your paints out and you're planning and you're like, that is like an enjoyable step in itself.
And I totally get that too.
I totally get it, but
Like-
for me, it's just like wasting time away
Exactly.
from the fun stuff. La 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 la.
That-
la,
yeah.
la, la, la,
That's
like,
always
ugh.
been my thing. Like, I hate removing my art supplies
Oh,
and stuff.
same here.
I just want them always there.
Always there. Yeah.
So
please.
whenever I feel that urge, I don't want it to disappear. So
Yeah.
it needs to be like pen, paper, now, boom,
Yeah,
brr,
boom.
and
yeah,
then
same here.
yeah,
Accessibility is like the most important thing for my creativity,
yeah,
basically.
exactly. And I am normally kind of a neat freak, or I used to be at least. But it's really hard to back that up when you have somebody living with you and they see that you never ever pick up after yourself.
Word.
But it's just like, but it's supposed to be there. It's spot.
But as well, like when
All
you
over the place.
when you live alone, you're just used to like, I'll just leave the sketchbook here
Mhm.
with this glass that I can use later, basically, and then I'll just get back to it in 16 hours.
That's the thing. Because everything, like if
Yeah.
I drink a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
that cup is going to become a tool
Oh.
for my piece because
dude.
I need a circle, and it's like, oh yeah, the cup. Boop,
Yeah,
and then
but
I
I
use
do
that.
the same. But I even like, if I have I drank coffee yesterday when I did this, then I'll just take that same cup. I'll just like put some water in it, rinse it out. But I won't like, you know, put a dish brush through it. I'll just like take away the worst
yeah,
part
yeah.
of it, then just add more coffee to the fucking cup.
Hell yeah.
And that coffee
I do that
cup,
for like a week.
yeah, but same here, same here. I'll even do this. Like for example, I like drink half a cup, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to go. I'll go to the gym, like outside. I'll do like 1 hour
Across
gym.
the lawn.
Yeah, basically yes. Nowadays, and I come back in and I'm like, ooh, coffee. I'll just put it in the microwave, just like,
Oh, yeah.
and then just like,
But that's what I do, but the day after.
Yeah.
Like, I am a nasty fucker. Yeah.
no, but I don't care. Like it really doesn't matter as long as the coffee tastes good.
It's still
fine.
coffee.
It's still coffee.
know?
Yeah. But if we take it back a bit, like,
Mhm.
because I know there's a lot of people that like end up just staring at their paper, and what I've found, like in later days or like when we started talking about it, I was thinking like, oh, I never just stare at a paper like anymore. Like there's no time where I just do nothing.
No.
Like I remember just like drawing, erasing, and after 3-4 hours, I had nothing. That's never happened in that sense anymore. Like I can sit for a lot of hours and not have a finished piece.
Yeah.
But I've done doodles. I've done, you know, like I've filled page after page with bullshit.
But you are like the doodle master as well.
But it's
like,
so much fun,
because-
you know, like
Because if you don't know what to do, you're gonna be doing these poses or these small things. Like there's always something in your head that comes out on the paper. Like it's so much fun to just sit there and watch you do.
But I
all
haven't
this stuff.
haven't done the variety of things that I usually do. Like in the old sketchbooks,
No.
there's like a little character and it's color pencil and it's marker and it's all those
It's been a
things.
really long time now.
Yeah,
like
'cause
you've
I've
only
just-
done the two different things.
the
pretty
two
much.
different things, and because they take less time.
Yeah.
And they are so much more rewarding for me. Like it's not postable,
Yeah,
but like shit, the ink sketches are so much worse than the pencil stuff. But it's so much more enjoyable because, like, I still develop something, I think.
and it's quick, I guess.
It is
Like,
quick.
It's
Like, it's super-
gratifying in that
yeah.
sense.
Like,
Almost
even if
like
they
hitting a
look-
bullseye with the thing. Like,
Basically that.
every time you sit down with the piece of paper,
Yeah.
you're gonna be walking away with pretty much a finished.
Yeah, when I do
art
the Zelda
piece.
ones, but sometimes I just doodle in the back.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out the characters and stuff, and they're always garbage.
Like in the back of Volkswagen.
Fuck, man. It's worse than the Volkswagen. Like, the reference doesn't even work anymore. Like, it's just so bad. Like, Like, the back of the sketchbook is horrible. There are some good ones. There is some horrible shit there. Where, like, skewed faces or, like, the metallic nib that is so wide, just, you know, like, streaked across the whole face. It just breaks everything. Faces are not as forgiving as trees.
No.
But I feel that I have a lot of tools to battle that empty paper thing. So one is that one piece that I'm working on now is I was basically, you know, like I finished a couple of pieces, like I did a couple of Zeldas, I did some digital stuff, like I don't remember what the latest one was. Sailor Moon. I finished Sailor Moon, that was it.
Yep.
And I did, you know, like 1 or 2 Zeldas, and then I was like, right now I'm just like out of ideas. And then I was just, you know, like on the explore page on Instagram, I saw this like little sketchbook flipped up, had like stupid characters on it, like, and when I say that, it's like in the best possible way.
Oh yeah.
They're like silly, exaggerated in a way where I, like with my skill, wouldn't have taken them. And I think a valid point that Matthias said about my work is that sometimes I take these like chibi-looking characters that I make or the stylized characters, and I take them a bit too far. I take them to, you know, Uncanny Valley, sort of like they're so fucking horrible to look at because they're so cartoony in how their shape language.
Yeah.
But then I render them until they are human.
Yeah.
And that looks terrifying, which I agree totally. And it's such a good point.
But also interesting. Like
It can be, but sometimes it's just creepy as fuck. But it all depends on what you like.
I like creepy. It's good.
And what he made me realize or like think about more, like it's something I've been aware of, but you know, like when someone else points it out, it's even more clear.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I tried doing another one. That little skater girl was one attempt to keep it fairly simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I started rendering like I always do. I over render. And I was like, I pulled it back and I made it simple. Like still, I don't like that one. So I moved on. And now that I did the Sailor Moon one, I think it turned out kind of nice. It's very loose, but still, you know, like it works.
It's sort of a toned down version of that super rendered, but it's still very rendered.
Oh, it is very rendered, but it's like, well, if you go close, you'll see that it's very sort of like, not.
Yeah. I was gonna say sloppy, but that's the wrong word
But
for
it is kind of like I'm trying not to clean it up too much.
But that's the stuff I love. Like,
and yeah,
that's a good lesson I learned. And I mean, we use it in tattooing more, but I think you can use it for every art piece really. And it's that the piece's imperfection makes it perfect.
I agree. I love that.
Yeah.
I really love those little flaws in images like that. Like, I think the artist might feel it as a flaw sometimes, but for me, it's like the charm of it.
Exactly. It's the fingerprint of the artist, or, you know, it just makes it more alive.
And I need to shout out the artist that I'm painting of right now, like that I found. Because, like I said, I was on the explore page, and I found someone called Lobon Leal.
Lobon Leal.
Yeah, so it's Lobon Leal. So Leal. Yeah. So Lobon Leal, but in, you know, like together, all of it.
Okay.
And his work was so expressive, and he did such weird things with anatomy and facial expressions, and I was like, I'm gonna draw his stuff. So I followed him, and I liked a couple of images, and then I don't remember. I don't think I commented, but oh yeah, I did. I might have commented, and then I saw that he followed back, so I just like, oh, I'll DM him while I have his attention. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. Like, really appreciate it, and your stuff is cool too. And then I was like, can I paint one of your sketches? And he was like, just go for it. And now I started doing that, and I have one rule when I paint over other people's work, is that I won't change anything about the initial designs. Like, I'll just try to sort of like, what do you like?
Work around it?
No, but try to push whatever they were trying to tell with my painting.
Yeah.
So the fun thing here is now that I can't, like, I don't want to overpaint it. I want, like, the thing is, I don't want to render it to the point where I take away from the original.
Yeah.
I want to I want to push the original. I don't want to change the original with some weird rendering and shit, you know.
No, you're a colorist now.
Yeah,
Like,
so I'm
you
gonna
still need to emphasize the artist.
Exactly.
Like any comic book artist, I
yeah,
guess.
basically that. But I don't want to keep the line art.
No.
So that is because it was so low res.
Oh, yeah.
So because I just screenshot it on
Oh, okay.
Instagram.
Because
Yeah,
I was just going to ask.
and I draw, you know, like 4,000 times 5,000. So that's way bigger.
Yeah.
So it looked shit. I was gonna just keep the texture, but the texture is not there. You know, it's just pixels and garbage right now. Like in a way where it just looks. She looked like she had chest hair and arm hair. You know, like because of the so much texture.
Oh, okay.
And it was just didn't look great. It looked messy and dirty. And so I just I did a paint over, but I'm keeping, you know, like I'm not adjusting any anatomy, like even the
Brass knuckles.
brass knuckles that aren't correct on one hand, because I think he just drew it fast, you know, and like nice flow and everything.
Well, if it's just a sketch.
Yeah,
then
and it really doesn't matter. But then I was like painting it, and I was like, wait a minute, where did
something's
logic
off.
go? Yeah. So now I'm gonna try to translate that, you know, like just knuckle into something that works, you know, within what I have to
Yeah,
work with.
yeah.
Like, and it's so much fun because like the face has like an expression that like doesn't work for me. The head is longer than I'm used to painting them. You know, like it's stuff like that. But it's part of the style. Like it works so well.
Yeah.
But had it been my own, I would have started tweaking those things. You know,
Yeah.
like I'll pull the head back. I'll
Exactly.
take away the sort of like the weird bulkiness
Yeah,
of,
the
you know, the
wonkiness.
blah. Yeah, and eventually I would have had what I always have.
Yeah.
You know, like no change. And it's so much fun to work like this because it gives me a challenge.
Yeah, it pushes you outside of your familiarity, I
Mhm.
guess.
And you're trying to
And
push their
routines.
work rather than your own
Yeah.
work. On
But
it.
I think because I only saw it like really
Mhm.
quick when you were working on it now. But I think your style and this person's style go perfectly together. Like it's very meant to be. Like
But that is so strange because his style is like when I look at it, I was like, I could never do that. Like I could probably find a cartoony style if I wanted to, you know, like
you could
whatever
easily
you
do it.
work with. But it's so far from how I draw things.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
But
like-
that's what makes it so impressive and fun to see as well.
Mhm.
Like how easily translated your style is with pretty much anything. Like
Mhm.
you could tweak it any way you wanted it to, and it would
Mhm.
just work because that's how good you are as well. Like you need
Mhm.
to, you should sort of pat yourself on the back a little bit that it is like
Fucking hurt my ear. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
that's what happens when you're stupid.
And pat yourself on the head with
Yeah.
a cap. Okay, I'm going to take off the cap now.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's looking great, and can't wait to see the finished piece, and then what
Dankeschön.
comes out of it. That's what I want to see.
A high
What
five.
what happens?
Nothing will happen.
Will Ilias stay very boring and doing his super rendered stuff, or
Mhm.
will he start making goofy characters?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll probably start doing some other type of drawing. Like I haven't drawn with a colored pencil or anything like I used to in ages.
There you
Go.
go.
I just like the not pre-sketch and just go ink, and it's garbage every time when I
Yeah.
do characters.
I
I just can't.
I just recently found the blue and red sketchers
Ooh, yeah, I
again.
have those as well.
So now I think like whenever there's a piece that I'm a little bit insecure about showing to a client, I'm gonna do that sketch with the red and blue because it just looks
Looks
amazing.
so much better. Yeah.
So it's just gonna
Fucking
be an
magic,
immediate
yeah.
sale.
But sometimes that helps you just like because you know somewhat what you're aiming for,
Mm,
and if you can just convince them, like give them a clear visual as well. like,
That's it.
Then it's
yeah, I mean the tattoo business is 50% just sales.
Mhm.
You know, you need to be a good salesperson. You need to sell yourself into this poor random person that just walks into the shop, and you're like, hey,
assuming that they're poor.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean poor in that
Oh,
sense.
oh,
I
okay,
meant-
okay. You meant
Stackars
like
lilla.
okay, poor people. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Which
So-
sounds exactly like you said. Yeah, God damn it. Yes, I get what kind of poor
Yes.
you mean.
Yes, this precious little person
Precious.
walking in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was thinking as well, like, when you're sitting there, like, with your piece of paper
Mhm.
and you don't know what to draw, fucking grab anything. Draw from reference, like Google shit.
Pinterest is your
Pinterest.
friend.
Find a friend's work or, like an artist like I did grab someone else's sketch and, like, do your thing. It doesn't have to be, like, draw this in your style.
No,
Like, it can be anything.
it could be just you drawing that
yeah.
in your style.
Because this is not something that's going to get me likes. It's just I wanted to paint because I thought the style was so, like, fun. It's basically, for me, it reminds me a bit of an even more exaggerated style of, what's that guy that did those books that I bought? The Enrique Fernandez, I think his name is, that did, like, something Year of the Cobra. Spanish guy. Awesome books. I've talked about them. Bought them from Ordbilder.
All right.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like, they do Swedish translations of these books.
Okay.
But Enrique Fernandez is also, like, a dude that just does these amazing character designs. And with each, like, book or trilogy or, whatever he releases, it's always a different style. He just changes it up.
What?
You're like, you see that it's the same artist, but all the characters, they're drawn in a new style. It's basically like he just makes a new style and then just runs with it. And you're like, but he's like a cast of characters.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
That's
it is
awesome.
So fucking cool.
Like, fuck all the rules. I want to draw this way
dude.
now.
He just releases these
That's
awesome
amazing.
albums. I think it's called, like, the Year of the Cobra or something, like the blah blah and the Year of the Cobra. And he just, like, they're amazing books.
Cool.
I have them in Swedish even. Haven't read them. I just, like, magic.
Well,
magic.
that's our gift.
Yeah.
We don't
Just-
need language.
You don't need language
we
for
just
this.
need
Yeah.
images.
No, but this guy just basically gives me that vibe, minus the colors.
Okay.
So he had a lot of sketches. His digital paintings that I've seen so far are, like, it's a bit flatter 2D stuff, and I thought, like, ooh, I could do my magic here.
Yeah.
Because it's so expressive. Like, the sketchbooks look magical, like, with all these, like, random little things. It's like the one I'm painting right now. It's like the lady, and then there's, like, this weird, like, little keychain thing that I call it, and just this fight. And then there's, like, a zombie hand below that. And then there's, like, some random shit floating, like, just little faces and stuff around. It's so good. So find stuff like that. Don't sit around staring at your page. Either do the Robert thing where you just, like, start doing circles and make skulls, grab a ink pen like I do and just start drawing trees. Just do something. It really, really fucking doesn't matter. Like, it depends on why you're doing it.
Yeah.
If you're doing it to improve in art, then do that thing. Like, draw from a picture.
Yeah.
Like, study a style that you love. It doesn't have to be anatomy. Like, it can be the anatomy of how your favorite artist does it.
Yeah.
And how do they sort of oversimplify shapes. Tracing episode. Go back.
Go back.
There are so many ways to avoid, staring at a blank paper.
Yeah.
And I think we touched upon this at some point, whereas, because my change on art block has changed so drastically in the last few years. And it's that there is no art block. You're just, like, stressed, or there's some other factor in your life that's keeping you from creating. And sometimes it's just fine not to fucking draw.
Yeah. I think
You
that
know,
was
like-
that was the biggest thing for me, just realizing that.
Yeah.
When it's like, well, who are you disappointing?
Yeah.
You're drawing for yourself anyways. Like,
That's it.
then, yeah, maybe, you'll lose a couple of followers because you're not posting regularly.
But you're
But-
losing the right ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
So after I realized that, it was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to live my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. So now I only post to prove my existence to the world.
but I think as soon as, like post-wise, I've never felt so calm with Instagram
No, same.
because there just is no fuck to give. Like, you
No,
just
it's all-
post
it's-
if you have something. Like, that's fine.
I feel like it's all a clusterfuck anyways, but, like, organized clusterfuck. Doesn't matter how much you love or hate a piece, you can never decide how many likes your piece is gonna get.
Yeah.
It's all random. And even when you think you have a handle on it, Instagram fucks you over anyways.
Yeah,
and
there's
changes the algorithm
there's
or whatever.
a change or something.
Like, there's
Yeah.
always something. And, you know, once you've gone through this a couple of loops, which we have now, you just come to this point, I guess, where you're just...
And I think you can hear the difference in like
lot
our
of artists.
enthusiasm in sort of social media.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now, like, for example, we invested a lot of time in experimenting last year, and you know, there's still people that, you know, the algorithm loves and they do well, and that's awesome, but it's not everyone.
No.
And not everyone has the time, because I feel that a lot of you youngsters out there, you're investing so much time on Instagram where your art suffers instead.
Yeah.
You're spending more time writing to people to like your art or follow your page. I'll follow back, you know, that type of like you're wasting your, like, you could become a good artist, but instead you're out there begging for likes, you know, or trying to play the algorithm by following a lot of people and then unfollowing them, and then you get angry because they don't follow you back, or they unfollow you first, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like games that you're playing, and you could be using that time into becoming awesome.
Yeah. You can become like a proper artist and make tons and tons of money instead of begging
Not
people
guaranteed,
for
but yeah. No, but
ones and zeros.
but it's not. Yeah, but it's not about like it's. We all get stuck in that sort of like wheel. You know, it has that effect on all of us.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Exactly.
Like, we
Nobody's untouched. This is the coronavirus of social media.
But it is just like draw for yourself,
Yeah.
mainly.
Yes.
If you find success through it and you use some of the strategies that are out there that do work, it's awesome. But I can tell you, like, in the past month, we've been shouted out twice by, and I'm talking about the podcast right now,
Yeah.
like by 2 accounts with about 150,000 followers each.
Which is insane.
And it's not that these are fake followers or stuff like that. It's active accounts of friends. And it's led to nothing. Like, one gave us 2 followers and the other one gave us 3 followers. And that's from 150,000 people. Then you know that Instagram is doing something to limit reach from shout-outs nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I do shout-outs, and I remember, like, oh, I got, like, 20 new followers, you know, when I did, like, with the amount of followers that you have. Like, there used to be, like, some followers that would come from shouting a friend.
Yeah.
There is so few, like, the amount of, and I don't know if it is that people are not interested or not seeing it, or if Instagram is limiting reach on shout-outs. Like, use Instagram as much as you can, but don't let that be 90% of your time spent,
No,
you know.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're trying to draw? Because I think this is a trap that I fell into a lot in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I was, oh, I'm going to draw something. And then I was checking Instagram. And then I did a couple, and then I went back to Instagram. And then I went back to start doodling. And then that wasn't, look at Instagram. You know, like, you just like distraction.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always there in your face,
In
too.
your face, yeah. Just let
almost
go
like
of that phone.
Nagging you to, like, oh, remember to post something.
Yeah.
Come on. Get that drawing finished. You got to post it. It's like, time's running out. If you're not going to post it today,
Yeah,
you're
then
going
you
to have to post it
wait,
tomorrow.
yeah.
And you're going to lose so many likes and probably a whole
Yeah,
bunch of
all that
followers
thinking,
because you
yeah.
didn't post today. Do it faster. Come on, post it now.
Yeah,
Post
yeah.
it. Post it, bitch.
And then you post like these half-assed bullshit things.
Yep.
Instead of, like, I'd rather, like, if you are distracted by your phone, like, that you check it, because put something on it, like a video or something that you can listen to that doesn't require your, like, for you to look at it.
Take your attention away from it.
Exactly. There's a podcast called, like, Sketchbook Heroes. It's just a still image on
I've
YouTube.
heard of it.
Yeah, you've heard of it? Like,
Yeah.
it's like 2 awesome artists that talk a lot of, like,
Oh, they were
like,
artists.
yeah, and they're super smart, and they talk
I
about,
thought
like,
they were retards.
no, that's not the same one. This
No?
is the Sketchbook Heroes of
Oh, okay.
Awesomeness.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And it's just a still image, though. So you can just have it on YouTube and then
Fantastic.
not get distracted
That's
by
so good.
your porn surfing and your Instagram.
And I assume it's like a kind of a dimmed down, darker image too as well. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
exactly.
very like a white light
No,
thing
no.
that like
they
blinds
have like
you.
this cool like 80s type
That's
logo.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
The
even
little flash.
inspirational.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's motivational, inspirational, doesn't take your attention away from the shit you need to do.
Exactly.
And just keeps you company while you
While
do that
you
shit.
do that
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
Fuck,
exactly.
that sounds amazing.
Right? What if there was like a podcast out there that was
Like that?
like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would love that.
I would love that.
I would
too,
never
like-
listen to it though.
No, neither
No.
would I.
Not in a million years.
Nope. It sounds too sophisticated. No, but it's just like,
I feel pumped to draw now.
yeah.
I actually do.
Oh yeah, dude. I just want to finish that up. And like I said, I was about to finish it yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but then I was like, but no, I think I'm gonna color in this like little thing that says "fight on," whatever that is. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, and I just think I'm just gonna like, if I finish it tonight, I'll finish it tonight. But if I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna keep working on it tomorrow, because it's just feels like the smarter thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like-
well, it's gonna become better.
I think so.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
at least. Sometimes you overwork something as well, but
No, but right now I think I found a style. Like, if you look on it, like I'll show you later.
Mm.
I found a style that I'm trying to like. I'm repeating the little thing that I sort of like did before on old paintings, but now I'm trying to like repeat it as a pattern, like recurring style thing.
oh, okay,
So it is pretty fun.
interesting.
Might try it on more things later.
Great. So you're already motivated to do more stuff.
Yeah,
That's great. That's the point.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like don't stare at your paper. Just find a couple of different methods. Write them down, because when you're in this position, you get a little stupider than you normally are, because that's how I feel. And I need to sort of, like have it somewhere like, oh yeah, I could try that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because my brain is not coming up with things to draw. It's not going to come up with creative solutions for that problem either.
No.
So it's nice to like, oh yeah, the Sketchbook Hero said this because they're also dumb, and you try that.
True.
That's
It's
why
all
you
true.
listen to this podcast when you draw.
You smell your own.
You smell your own, yeah.
Yeah, you smell your own.
Smell your own.
yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. Like, and just to keep it simple
Yeah.
and repetitive
Simple and repetitive and brief
and brief
long.
and long.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do. But yeah, so with that said, I think it's
Yeah,
time to move
move
on.
on.
Move on.
Move on.
Move on.
Move on. Move on.
Yeah, we moved on.
Moved on. Moved on.
We have moved on.
Moved on.
It's already gone on.
Gone on. Moved on. And we are back.
We were back. Yeah, so
try to keep the energy.
try and keep you energy.
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 Number one, energy.
Weekend. No.
What?
No.
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 No, we're back.
No. Yes. Yes. Toolies.
Toolies. Yes. Go tool.
Tool. Very quick toolie. After our amazing talk with Artem.
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 No, I don't remember.
Like,
but it was.
I tried to hear the difference between us saying his name and him saying his name, and there
and
was
we were
no,
really good, right?
there was no difference.
No, because we're machines. We can
It's
just
like it's
snap
actually
up acts.
Artem, and it's like, well, that's what we said. So
No, it
Artem,
isn't.
just so you know, we said it right. Anyways, he was talking about his Lino experiments,
Yeah.
which he was kind enough to give us a few
Mm-hmm.
prints of just for safekeeping, because he is awesome. And that inspired me to go out and get my own Lino stuff.
Where did you get it?
I got it at Material.
Ooh, sponsored. No, just kidding. But
We
yeah.
actually should be. But they only had the Lino boards
Okay.
and carving tools. At this point, I've just started carving out the thing. I wanted to do it very detailed, but not crazy detailed. So, yeah, you hear where this is going. And again,
Sounds like the ending of the last segment.
yeah. With this one, I did sketch the whole thing out first. So I had like a concrete plan of what I wanted to put on the Lino, and then I just redrew it on the Lino. And it turned out really nice. I love the design. I still have like a little bit of work to do on it, but because I liked it so much, and because carving the Lino was such a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I just made it into a digital print, and now it's a T-shirt. And
Oh,
I also
shit.
sold it in as a tattoo. So I'm doing the tattoo version. I've done a printed T-shirt version, and now I will be doing a Lino.
Stop giving
tattoo.
away all these episode ideas.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah. Anyways, I'm doing or trying to do the Lino, and it's so much more work than I initially thought.
Can't
it
you
would
do
be.
like Turtles one where you do Leonardo and we can call it Lino-ardo? No?
I'm leaving. That was the worst fucking joke. Oh my god. That is the
Lino
Batman
Ardo.
slap. That is the Batman slap right there.
Lino-ardo! Best
Shut
thing
up.
about that
Yeah.
one, you should add like a Leonardo headband on Donatello, or like on Robin.
Yeah.
Donatello.
Yeah. Exactly. Just Donatello saying it.
Derailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone should like redraw that whole thing with turtles.
Yes. Yes. Or make us into turtles. That would be really
That
awesome.
would be super cool.
would be
And
so
then
cool.
you win, but you didn't do anything that the contest said. To
Exactly.
do. Like he drew us, yay!
Loophole.
Yeah. Brabs.
Yes. But it has, again, sparked more of the creation flame in me, and I really want to keep producing things now, which is the whole point of it, really.
Mhm.
I just wanted to do something very different to reignite my my passion for creation. But again, like, the tools that I bought were, I think, not the best as well. I just took
Like
what I
the-
could find.
the
The carving,
carver, yeah.
carving tools.
The carver.
So they're like a little bit dull, and the Lino is very rubbery. So it's difficult. It's really difficult. I remember it being easier in high school.
Maybe you had better knives?
Maybe, or I think
yeah.
the Lino was a
Are there
little
like
bit
different boards?
yeah, a bit stiffer board. This one is
Mhm.
really like a piece of the floor, like linoleum floor. So it's very bendy and stuff. But I have a
I
stiff,
thought linoleum
stiffer
was
board.
the sort of hard floor.
No, it's the rubber mats that
Is
you
it?
have. Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
because it's like from the breakdance days as well.
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
you always have the linoleum floor that you roll out
Oh
and then you
yeah,
breakdance.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so that's my only new tool. I can't really say much about it more
No,
than
yeah,
that,
but-
but at least I'm trying something new, and it is
Mhm.
giving me what I want so far. It'll be very interesting to see how the actual print comes out. But I feel happy that I have this digital version of it that I am happy with.
Now that you said that, though, you reminded me that I have art supplies as well to try that I got
Mhm.
sent that I totally forgot about until now.
There you go.
Cool.
So
Next time on
Do
the
that.
Sketch Movie Heroes podcast.
maybe some new toolies.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, there's nothing new in my life. Just really
Mm-mm.
focusing on me. So that's also a new tool, I guess.
Yes, you are.
Yes, 100%. With that said, moving on.
Moving on. Horrible.
I liked it. Mm.
Sounds super loud.
We can't be tired now.
I'm not tired. Retro motherfucker. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're back. Although we were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Robert,
We're
tell us
always
more
back.
about Bros Willis. Bros.
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 Yeah. Did I mention
Booze Willis.
Hudson Hawk? Did
Yeah.
I? Yes. So, what I did, which I normally do, is that I sit down and I watch a movie and then I take notes and then I read those notes in this podcast.
To
called-
me.
To yeah, pretty much just to you.
Yes.
And you always get this sort of glazed over look in your eye whenever I say this, and you know that he's fading away, and this is where I shine, baby. Oh yeah. One of the most unique films of the 80s, 90s. I think it's 91. I think it came out or something
I
like that.
loved this movie as a kid, man.
It like seriously, it's so unique.
Hmm.
If I don't know how much you remember of the movie.
Very little. Something highway,
Which is good.
trunk stuff.
Exactly. There's the less you remember of this movie, the more you're gonna love it. Trust me.
Cool.
This movie, this type of movie, didn't really exist before it was made, and I would almost argue that it is unmade after it got made too. Like that's how unique I think it is. Let's go on here. You got Sylvester Stallone's brother in it, just so you know. Yes.
Oh shit! What is
Sylvester
his
Stallone
name?
has a brother.
Yeah, his name is.
He probably has more brothers, but then,
He looks exactly
Yeah,
like
he
him,
does. He does.
but
I was gonna
like
say.
the younger version of him.
Yes. In this movie, he looks like the older version of him, though. So maybe it's an older brother. I don't know.
Dante, motherfucker. That's his name.
Dante?
Dante Stallone.
Dante Stallone.
No, Frank. Sorry. Yeah, Frank and Dante.
Okay. I don't know which one of the brothers was in this, but if he looks a little bit older, then
Yeah,
that's
this is
the guy.
Frank.
Or maybe
Frank.
both of them are in. I don't know.
Frank Stallone is the older one. I think.
There's
based
an
on
amazing,
nothing.
there's such an amazing cast in this movie as well. Bruce Willis, obviously, Andy McDowell. It was originally supposed to be Isabella Rossellini.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, she was really big at that time. I don't remember what happened. He did explain what happened, but there was another actress also involved, and blah blah blah. Andy McDowell, but she came in like really last second, so very impressive that she connected with Bruce and everything in the way that they did. They have a lot of good chemistry. You got David Aiello, which, like, saying the name out loud, it doesn't really ring a bell to me at all, but when you see him, you'll know who he is. You got the dude from CSI Miami is in it. You know, the dude with the glasses. You got Richard Grant and Sandra Bernard, and their characters are the craziest fucking characters ever put on film, I think. When you hear Bunny Ball Ball, like, that's all you need to know. I think these characters are the characters that you're going to be either... They're going to sell the movie or they're going to make you hate it, because they are so extreme and so just crazy. Like, I think I wrote crazy a billion times in here, but they are really so fucking nuts in this movie, and it's beautiful. David Caruso was the CSI guy's name. I love that I figured it out later on. Like, I was thinking about it. This movie has got such a great bounce to it, almost like a musical, but without music. Fantastic. When you see it, you'll know.
Shit, I remember nothing. Like, and I remember seeing it a lot. Like,
it
went on TV. You know, like Christmas, Easter. Like, it was on all the fucking
It still
time.
is. Like, it still
Is it?
gets...
I don't have channels.
Oh,
like,
you don't?
No, I didn't connect the... Like, I don't have a cord for the, TV to the thing, and I just can't be bothered.
No, but, like, if you have channel 3, 5, or 6... chances are it's going to be on there sometime this year. But these tricky time cuts, like an example is he gets, I think he gets knocked out and then falls into a chest filled with like frigolite, what do you call it? Cellulane, some styrofoam. Yeah, anyways, like he falls into it and then they close the lid and then immediately after they open the lid and he's in a different place in some time in the future. But it's like that. It's just beautiful. And they do cuts like that all the time. And that's, again, something that wasn't seen before this movie, really. I can't back this up anymore than
we're just
hearing
like,
the director saying stuff like this. Also, this movie did really well in Europe. And he says that, I think, 17 times throughout this director's commentary.
Just so you're sure.
Because it really bombed in the States, I
everywhere
think.
else,
But in Europe, it was super big. But it's funny that because they do something that's very out there and funny and like extreme, they get shit for it, and then they're not able to do more movies.
Yeah,
like,
nobody wants to hire them.
It's so sad. Yeah, that's where I wrote. Just sad, people. Sad. And then Talking Jesus statue. That's very awesome.
Cool. Is it the same one from...
It's not Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ.
Dogma. No, but she's like, it's almost like a walkie-talkie to God. She goes up to a crucifix, and then the crucifix starts like flickering with lights when it talks. It's just so stupid. It's so random.
Stupid, yeah.
And as the last piece of little snippet thing, Bruce Willis actually came up with the character. Like Hudson Hawk is his creation, and I had no idea that Bruce Willis could actually be creative. But back in the day, he was more known for his comedy stuff, and he was very funny. I think he made this character for sort of like a different show or something, and then they developed it into this movie. So that's why.
Oh, moonlighting maybe. Because it feels like he's like.
That could be it.
Early Bruce Willis, like
the show.
Moonlighting.
Yeah, rom-com.
Yeah, exactly. Like the two detectives, whatever the fuck they were, private investigators, whatever, doing funny thing and arguing with each other.
Yeah. So this was, I think, a character. Yeah, that makes sense.
Feels like it is.
Maybe he like created that character as a bad guy or something to play off of for that show, but that's why he has a writer's credit and a producer's credit in the movie. So like he didn't actually write the movie, but he wrote the character and was involved in that way. And it's also like really funny because this movie is again set in early 90s and Nintendo had just come out. So they like refer to Nintendo as like this really new thing, and he has it because he comes out of the prison. He's been in prison. And he's like, "What the fuck's Nintendo?" You know, it's just so. I love it.
So
you know,
cool,
it's so beautiful and nostalgia throughout the whole thing. So definitely another new favorite that I rewatched, and seeing it now makes me love it even more than I did before. Yeah. So, and it's on Netflix, which is why I chose to talk about this movie because it just came out, and. You have no excuse. You need to watch this movie. Either hate it, love it, you need to see it. Yeah. It deserves a little, just 1.5 hours of your day.
But I also, like, I love that Bruce Willis over, like, modern-day Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Because modern-day Bruce Willis feels like this, like Bruce Willis playing Bruce Willis in movies.
Yeah.
Whereas in, like, The Fifth Element, this one...
He was so fucking badass back in the day.
But he was both...
After Die Hard, he was the guy.
Yeah.
Because before Die Hard, every action hero was an action hero.
Yeah.
But... when he came and he did Die Hard, he was a comedian becoming an action star.
Yeah, but he was funny. Yeah, he had those like nice lines, and he would like Last Boy Scout that we loved.
Exactly, perfect.
It's such a nice character, you know. Like, still, sure, it's basically a spin-off of McClane, you know, like. But with a like, it's even more funny, I think, than those movies are in that sense.
But it's Shane Black, so you know you have the dialogue. But. It was funny. Like we talked to Artem about that last time as well. But
oh shit! Yeah, he didn't get it.
He didn't get it. Like it was before we recorded the podcast, but just he didn't understand The Last Boy Scout, and there was no action in it. Like he didn't like it as a kid because it wasn't an action movie. They just talked all the time.
Yeah, they just had this.
And I hadn't thought about that at all.
Neither have I. Like there are just maybe. Like there's 3 scenes or something like bigger action scenes.
Exactly. You got like a couple of cars blowing up.
Yeah.
But
it's
there's
the big car chase with Milo, and then there's the end fight and the kidnapping in the you know, like
that's pretty much it. And then it's just about investigating and like finding out who
you
did.
You need to circumvent the alarm.
I circumvented it.
Yeah, I love that. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh,
but
man. Didn't I arrest you back in blah blah blah? One of your fans? Just like, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, I think that's the one we need to watch.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah,
that is a good movie.
But yeah, again, Bruce Willis in his prime. This must have been right after, like, or sort of coming down off of the hype of Die Hard.
Maybe I don't remember like when it came out. Really, 94, I think. Just saying stuff.
I think Die Hard came out 84 or so, like closer to when we were born.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Last Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout must have been 94. Something like that.
Last Boy Scout 91.
There you go.
Motherfucker.
So when's Hudson Hawk from then?
Jesus.
Because I thought that was from 91.
Feels like Hudson Hawk should be earlier.
Yeah,
than, right?
It has to be.
91.
Holy shit.
The fuck?
There you go.
You magic man. Okay, I'm going to love this movie. There is like no way Bruce Willis 91 doesn't live up to Bruce Willis 91.
This was the Bruce Willis era.
Apparently.
Yes.
He made movies all the time.
Yeah. But again, like it's got everything in it. but perfectly balanced. Yeah.
Dude,
Again,
I gotta ask
I
you.
just love it.
I gotta ask you. Now that we're on the subject of like sort of cop movies and like Bruce Willis movies, I'm thinking, have you seen the movie with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans recently?
Bulletproof.
Yeah. Like
no,
I
but it's
remember
in the-
loving it.
I actually put it in the retro.
Oh, you
shelf.
did? Oh,
So-
okay, that's
so
awesome.
It
Yeah,
is
because I
there.
remember loving that movie a
Yeah.
lot. And
Yeah,
I-
me too.
And the thing is, like, comedies, like nowadays, you don't watch a lot of comedies. Like,
No,
I think the one with Jennifer Aniston and
we're the Millers.
We're the Millers was maybe the last one I saw,
But
like
that
the
is-
latest one, because it
I think.
made you feel good as well. Like it had some good points to
Yeah.
it, and it wasn't just all silly shit.
Exactly. It's got a little bit of everything in
Mhm.
that too.
Yeah,
Like even a little bit of action and like yeah. I think that's what makes a really good movie. A movie that's well balanced and not just a comedy or not just a drama.
yeah,
Because you get bored so easily. You need to mix it up a bit. And for sure, they did that so much better back in the 90s. And it feels like they had more room to improvise,
Yeah.
or not improvise, but like do that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now if it's not a Marvel movie, it's not going to
It's
be
not
made.
gonna be made. Yeah. But we should rewatch Basketball,
Yes,
right?
it's right there. Like
Dude.
when I open the cupboard, it's
Yeah.
in my face.
Oh my god, I have not seen that since it came out.
I saw it in Australia. I
You
could-
did?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
son of a bitch.
But that was just like a few years ago now. So
Oh man, I remember loving the shit out of that movie. I remember like while I was counting, I had seen it like 20 times because I had to show it to every friend,
oh yeah,
like all the friends. And I think me and Patrick looked at that movie, like watched it like 10 times.
but we watched it
And we watched it, yeah.
religiously
Yeah, like
every day, all the time. Like we even started playing sort of basketball.
Yeah,
like, that
yeah,
started our whole
exactly.
basketball
Oh
phase.
shit, that is so true. Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
We're just going out drinking beer and throwing a basketball.
Holy shit, I was so drunk, dude.
oh yeah, I
that one time
remember.
when we came home from that party,
Oh yeah,
and then we just like
decided to go out in the
Out
middle of night
in
play
the
basketball,
rain,
and
like,
it started pouring.
pouring. I remember
rain.
lying in the water, basically. I
Yeah.
don't even remember how that night ended.
I
Like, how
won.
did-
I know that.
I know you won.
yeah,
but I
that's all
remember
know.
nothing else. Like how we got home, how we did anything. Like where did I wake up? What were we? Like I don't remember shit.
Didn't
did
you
I
go
home?
out running with Eric that night as well?
No, that was a
Was that-
different night.
Yeah,
that was
okay.
a different night when we did laps.
Yeah, you're like, I run better drunk. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, so dumb, dude, so dumb.
So fucking good. But yeah, no, I think because basketball is the movie that keeps popping up in conversations in the shop and stuff as well.
Yeah,
So we need to revisit that for sure.
yeah, fuck.
I wouldn't mind getting a little bit buzzed and watching that movie.
Yeah, that movie might
get our drunk on.
Hey, that movie might need it. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, I think so.
Holy shit.
Cock beer.
Yeah, cock beer. That's all I have. Like,
yeah.
but I also love like chicken poop,
Chicken feed.
Yeah. I heard your sister's going out with Squeak. It's just the worst fucking thing. So bad it works. Maybe.
Yeah. so many
Yeah.
classics.
Oh my god, that's where that's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done the sound. Oh my god. Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have you seen anything else worth talking about?
No, I started.
today's
I don't
retro?
remember. Like, did I say that I started watching She-Ra season 5?
You might have said that
I
you
have
started.
one episode left.
Yeah, so I think you
But
had
this
started.
episode, or like this season has been so good.
Oh yeah.
Man, like this show is like it's aimed at kids, but it has like all these, like when we've talked about sort of equality and all this stuff, they do it so seamlessly. It just feels normal. Like there's like, sure, it's not like it's on the verge of in your face, but they just manage to not go there. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that they're doing this now, and for me that usually ruins the experience. But the show is just so well made that It just,
You don't think about it.
you don't think about
But
it.
that, I mean, that is
That is
today as well.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
Because the kids growing up today is like, and this is a fantastic and great thing, but
Yeah.
they don't know about like all the hate and
Yeah.
negativity that was with being gay or a trans person when we were kids. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the
Oh,
worst.
man.
Like it was so much negativity attached to the word gay or homo.
Yeah. I remember like people in my, like immediate family, like saying shit
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
No,
dude.
mine still do. Like,
Yeah. Oh man, I
'cause
hate
they're old.
all that stuff. I hate when people
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
that.
And it's like, you've told them so
Yeah,
many
so
times,
many times, yeah.
that you can't say anymore.
Oh, dude.
Other
I've argued with the people.
that's
And
the
I
thing.
had like I knew no gay people when I was a kid that I knew of.
No, no,
like
no.
that were openly gay.
And then they
But
started coming out
yeah,
when we grew up. But
yeah, exactly. And I found out later that that's why he felt like so sad and blah blah blah
Mhm.
because he was struggling with this, and that was
yeah, I can't even begin to imagine
Yeah.
how depressed they must have been.
yeah, just having to like face all that crap,
Yeah.
and that's why I love when they can do it in movies, like especially that I watch with my kids.
Yeah, and
'Cause-
just make it.
And make
Normal.
it work and normal, and
Yeah.
it's not a thing. They don't make a thing out of it.
No.
It's just like two people. Like there's like this female couple. The one other guy has like two dads. Like it's just like you just like and they don't make a thing out of it.
No.
Like in the movie, it's not about him having two dads.
No.
He just has two dads. Those ladies are together because they're just together. That's their thing, and they're married or whatever. Like
Mm.
there's never like the women are super strong and the men are weak, or like there's just different people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it works so well, and it makes me happy. It's not about making the women look strong and the men weak. It's just this nice symbiosis of everyone just
People.
being people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watch it with my kids, and I know that my son has had like I know he's like talked to people and they're like, oh, but boys cannot kiss boys, or like boys can't be with boys and stuff, and I'm like, they can do whatever they want. Like
Mhm.
why wouldn't you? Like why would that be a problem?
But I think
But it comes from the parents. Like
Exactly.
you hear it because when the kids talk about it, they talk about it in a way that sounds different from how they usually speak.
exactly, they have words implanted.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Because you hear that, like, that's not how this kid talks otherwise.
Yeah.
This is not his words. He's just repeating, basically, something he's heard.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, you are a very progressive person, or like
But the thing-
progressive in the way that you don't give a shit about all this. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, like, it
because
doesn't
you
really
respect
matter.
people.
Yeah, but it's like...
which is the way we should be. Like,
Yeah.
it's not difficult. It's like, how could you start being like or hating on somebody you don't even know because they have this sort of label attached to them, whether it's being
Added
like,
label,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Like whether it's gender or color or
Yeah,
whatever it
the
is.
fuck it is. That doesn't affect you in any fucking way.
No,
Like-
how are you able to become angry at a person
Yeah.
for just seeing them?
Dude, but
But it's,
oh man, yeah. It's like me sucking dick blows up your chickens. Then I understand we have a beef.
exactly.
But me, it's just such a fucking strange thing.
But you can always get more chickens.
Yeah, exactly. So deal with it. No, but it's just like it's so not affecting anyone's life. Like only men and women can get married. Like, because otherwise, what happens? Like nothing.
That
like nothing
make believe
happens.
God is gonna like
Yeah,
stop
and
liking
so-
you,
and that-
or
and the thing is, I'm not the kind of person that.
and
I'm
I
the
just
kind-
I just bashed religious people,
Religious
you know.
people.
But
But you're
yeah.
wrong. No, but to each their own. Like whatever the
Yes,
fuck you
of
want to
course.
do, that isn't like hurting anyone else.
If you're happy,
Exactly.
that's gonna make other people
Then
happy.
Feast in the smorgasbord of life.
This is the trick. Like,
But that's the thing that
focus on yourself
Yeah.
first, because if you keep focusing on making everybody else happy, you're gonna become depressed as
Mhm.
fuck. So first, make yourself happy. That way, you're just gonna spread positivity to everybody.
And if you are that kind of person that has a hard time with gay people or people of color, try looking out of the balcony and then just jumping.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
But first, obviously, give us a good rating.
Good rating. And then, no, but seriously,
Rate the podcast.
rate the podcast. No. And you can, of course, hear that we're at the end of our wits and the podcast. But we like we're really never, like, this is not our forte. We probably say shit all the time that insults, all the people of color and all the people of non-color.
This
like
is a really non-PC podcast.
Yeah, this is not the podcast for you if that is your game.
Yeah.
But we do love everyone,
Yeah.
and everyone should have the freedom to be whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. Like, I think we feel like we have the right to do these types of jokes and
But
talk
it's
this way
just-
because we are the people we are, and we have so much respect for every single one of you out there.
Yeah.
That, like, you should know that it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
We are not, like,
And also, we would
actively
stand up
hurting
for you
anybody.
people.
Yeah.
And for you people, like people that are in a position
In
where
any
you would.
position
No, but I mean.
that need help.
that needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because, oh man, there's nothing more I hate when people are just passive.
Exactly.
That pisses me off. Like, who are you helping by ignoring this? Like, there's like 40 of us, and there's just one person making a fuss.
Yeah.
Let's just sit on his face.
Might do him a favor. Yeah.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
closeted.
That's it. He needs
Nah,
to,
he needs to come out. Yeah. Nah, but fuck, man, I don't understand people at all. Like, why you would have so much hate for shit that doesn't affect you
No.
whatsoever. Like, it's such a strange thing.
But that is the good thing that I think, or I feel, that has come out of this pandemic.
Mhm.
That I feel the world is united now
Like, with
more
that
than it's
stuff?
ever
Yeah.
been. Like, especially with like the recent police hate and the Black Lives Matters and
Yeah.
All Lives Matter
Oh,
movement.
that is such a weird
Yeah,
thing. The
yeah.
all lives thing. Like, what?
Come
Yes,
on.
all lives matter. That's not the point here.
We're doing something else.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I'm just
Like-
like that is another one. That feels like people just trying to, like, because Black Lives Matter is basically just, like, they are the people that are getting hurt here.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's not
No.
you.
No,
Like Paley's.
no, we're fucking privileged as fuck.
So
We have
much,
no
dude.
idea what these people
So
are going
much.
through.
Yeah.
Like,
It's,
I
so-
can't even begin to imagine.
But that's such a strange thing as well, because like I said, I say the wrong things 90% of the time. But with that said, even I understand that all lives matter. They're not saying that all lives don't matter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're just saying that as people of color, they are, subject to racism, like on a daily. On a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
daily. Like, I've never, like, I think as a kid, growing up as a Greek kid, like as a foreigner kid, that's the only time, like, I faced racism, but not against me, because I was one of the, within quotation marks, a good foreigner.
Well, I had your back.
Yeah. And,
I
like,
gave you
shit
all
like
the
that.
racist slurs you could ever want.
Like, exactly.
Just gave
If
him
you're
so
in a
much shit.
pinch, use this.
No,
No, but
not
it's
at all.
just, it's so fucked up
Yeah.
that people like me, because like I said, have I experienced any sort of racism? And I don't look all that Swedish. No,
No.
like, even then, like,
That's yeah.
there's none of that.
It's not.
And just because I don't experience it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Because
No,
I know other
exactly.
people and friends and that have, like, people don't want to sit beside them on a train because they look,
That's fuck.
yeah. And
That's
it's so
crazy.
common.
Yeah.
Just that simple one, like, oh, people don't sit beside me because I am this. Like, I can see sometimes, like, on the train, where there's this, like, guy that always goes to work the same time that I do, and he sits, by himself, and everywhere else there's, like, people in, like, that don't know each other.
Mm.
But every time they see, like, they turn around, see him, and then they go sit somewhere else, and you're like, why this?
It's so
Like,
fucking
it's so
sad.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you see shit like that, you don't have to, like, start screaming because you don't know the reasoning. But, fuck.
Common sense.
Common fucking
Love.
sense, people. Yeah.
peace and love. That's all that it's about.
Like skin color doesn't say what kind of person you are.
No, like as
I
soon
think
as
the
you
worst
remove
people
that,
that I've met are, paleys like myself.
Of
You know,
course.
like,
yeah, everybody hates Greeks.
oh, dude, don't get me started on the Greeks.
Yeah, don't get me started on the paleys.
And the paley, they're on a paleo diet.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right. And with
But
that
yeah,
said,
love each other, okay?
Yes.
Take care of each other, stand up for each other,
Fight the good fight.
fight the good fight.
That
And,
is in your sketchbook.
of course,
Keep
it's the
doing it.
only fight. Danger zone, yo.
Yes. And use your art for some good if you can.
Yeah, and Robert will cut down that whole thing into a minute.
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll make it sound fantastic.
All lives matter, you do, and then we're fine.
And then
Pull the cord.
Yeah. With that said, we are
From us to you, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Fuck
so
y'all.
so fucking much.
But love each other.
Yes. And love each other hard.
Fuck you, but love each other hard.